I'm gonna do my own intro music. Decided. I think my desk is at the wrong height. A couple of things down. Hello, how are we doing? Also, a couple of things down. Hello, how are we doing? Also, and let's bop open Football Manager. How are we doing, by the way, everyone? If it's well, very good. If it's not too well, it's not great. So if anyone is here right now, please can you pop something in the chat just to see if it pops up down here, because in theory it should. In theory, chat box should be working in the corner. Right here. But I've not been able to properly test it, so we have to find out as we go whether it's or not. Test. Okay, that's fine. It works, but it's tiny. I'm gonna fix that very quick. The way that this streaming, I've got 4 different methods. In theory, that should be better. A little bit bigger now. I say in theory, we'll find out. Let's have a look and go into the first match of the day. Which is against Sheffield Wednesday in the Carabao Cup. Now, I think we have to go sort of full rotatey for this one, because it's the Carabao Cup. It doesn't matter too much, does it? We lose, we lose. Apparently my stream to do the job, but I've not had any drop frames, so just in case. So, make a bunch of changes, opposition instructions, care about that. I've put in a couple more set piece routines. That should make things a little bit spicier so they don't see Joe Rodon at the front post coming every single time like they did beforehand. And I've hired some staff for first team, youth teams, just doing the fairly slow, pointless stuff off stream, just because it needs to be done, really, doesn't it? So we get into the match, and we hope that it goes well. Hello, Iris. That was an experimental tactic that I'm not going to roll with because that was not going to work. Let's go to the actual pick. See what it says. I think because everyone's got a light match load at the moment, I don't mind playing the first team. The first team should do a pretty good job. Maybe bench Somerville. He's undergoing a fitness test. Mara's also got a fitness test, but I want to see him. Birmingham Central mid bench. We've got Grove. We've got Ish. Ish. RG Great. That should do it. Yeah, sod it. It'll do. Let's submit the team. Hope it goes well. Because it is just Sheffield Wednesday. There are plenty of worse opponents that we deal with throughout the season. Okay, so team is fairly standard. Nice 4-2-4. Adjusted from, I think, a 4-2-3-1 last time. I just want the Rutter Giroud pairing to be nice and flexible. Dan James, what a press to start the match. Drop into key highlight. Yesterday after last time. But what is a highlight will be seen. And we just got to sort of hope it goes well. The chat box a little bit, so it's picks it up. Finds Nonto on the outside, should be a finish. Isn't a finish. Okay, that's not the worst, but I quite like to have pulled ahead of Sheffield Wednesday early. Anders Macau has gotten a booking within 4 minutes, which is incredible. James to Spence. Finds Shackleton, not too bad. Ampadu. Now, where's Shackleton playing centre of mid? Thing with Shackleton. Okay, now. Near post. Rodon. That is what I called it. I called it. Every time it's going to be Rodon at that near post who's going to cause them problems. He's relentless. He's a monster. Love him. Did you there just to fact streaming? There we go. Oh, Nicholas. I wasn't even looking and we've made it 2-0. I'm really liking this sort of aggressive style of football that we've got going on right now. It is just pure relentless. Let's break in through them. Doing a hell of a job. Jed Spence to Jorginho, not too bad. Dan James picks it up, turns return now, finishes 3-0. This isn't fair. This is just not fair. I wasn't sure I could stream at 1080 60, and it looks like it's actually working. Very nice. I sort of want to protect my players now. I don't want injuries. I don't want sending off. We can be chill. Don't have to worry. Surely. Indeed, imagine being Wednesday. Honestly. Hell, even a football team. Allier to Rodon. Rodon finds Shackleton. A little bit of me's tempted to go for that weird 3-5-2 thing that Farke did the other day. Same time. Feels like it necessarily. And James off the bar. Offside anyway. I think at half time I'll leave. I think until then I'm just going to go very attack. We will be relentless. And I'll praise the team. They've had 2 shots. That's honestly embarrassing for me. Don't really need to play for set. Let it happen. Is that the assistant manager behind you? Yeah, Iris is our assistant manager. He is a very good goal sometimes. I don't know if you can hear that because I've got the noise gate set up, but a grumpy meow. Yeah. It will eventually. Don't you mind? Right. I am going to pop a quick poll in chat because I need. Yes. So I do. Quick poll. Gee. Weird because I'm just sort of used to her being this. Do we keep attacking? Or look after. So, very, very quick poll. I don't know what we go for here because I think both answers kind of were. Oh, right. How aggressively are we going at a 2-1-7? I mean, we can try a 2-1-7. I can't promise it'll work. Give it a go. Also, just to check, is the chat looking big enough now? Rejigged it a bit. should have a little bit more. Gotta check. Sorry, I will listen to the chat. We will go 2-1-7. Full Farke ball, I think. Ampadu there. Spence. Like that? I think it looks like that. I'm going to put these two on support just in case because I feel like otherwise I'm just going to get bum rush. Shax off for Palmer. Fernandez Macau off for... Bamford is still injured. I wish we could just to meme on them a little bit. As it is, it's working. So we'll go for that. We'll go for a 2-1-4-3. The most aggressive footballing style I've ever seen. That's fine for me. Tonto to advance forward. And be deep lying Joel. Yeah. It's horrifically rude. But Somerville is returning from injury at the moment, so he will probably come on later. I don't want to risk him. Because if we can do both, if we can look after Somerville and at the same time. Got to throw it in, I've got 3 defensive. Thank you, Ilan. I don't like that our players are too confident right now. A little bit. I don't like the amount of space in them. I do actually. Gonna shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Guys, why are we playing like this? It's not good. Goodness, Gelha doesn't fit. Sheffield Wednesday are pushing players forward and we need to be careful to protect our league. I'm not allowed to be careful to protect our lead. I've got 2 nut jobs in the chat telling me to just keep attacking them. Or at least that was the number of people on the poll. If people want to say, let's behave, sure, go for it. I think it's Somerville. Feels like something. Dan James hasn't had a great one. What? I'm going to go down to attacking, not very attacking, just because I feel endangered. I'm also going to put the camera to 2D classic so I can show you how much nonsense this formation. If there's another highlight, that is. We've had like no XG since half time, and this is entirely your fault. Saba to Buckley. Why does it now look like there's a little bit of structure on the picture? Pressed by Pro, who isn't good at pressing. Roll with it. That's where the space comes in because I've not got any fullbacks. Right, saying behave at 3-1. It's 3-1. Can I behave now, chat? Please. Just a simple yes or no. Just let me know if I can not lose this game. Bring on Ailing for Rodon. Ampadu is booked. S. Is this where I try and pull a little bit of a... Right, this is where we defend. This is where I'm allowed to defend. This could be bad. You're a defensive winger now. You're a defensive winger now. Palmer, you can play in central midfield, so you will play in central midfield because I've got no options and I've made all my subs. Campiro play in midfield? No. No. I'm Phil Spence. Go 4 at the back. Hear me out. One central midfielder. Peru can drop. A bit of me feels like this just doesn't work. I'll do that. I'll see how that goes. Also play positive rather than pure all-out madness. Stroke! Please, that would have been good. If we would have scored another, I would have gone all-out attacking again and just sort of hoped. Spence. I mean, if we can score another, I will be happy. On two, please. Never mind. No, no, don't let their goalkeeper score. That would be bad. Let us score. Palmer, Tonto, come on, we've got to hit it. Hit it. I don't know how you missed that. You're a striker in completely open net. You don't. Right, I'm going to pretend I'm not really mad at him. He needs to score to make up for it, in my opinion. And he hasn't. But 7 minutes at a time is bonkers. The hell has that come from? We've not had any injuries. I don't know if they've had any injuries. Somerville. We play a nice clever ball, please. Nanto, yeah, okay, that's fine. Back post, Roter can't get to it. Stroke at left back. Is he going to put it in? He had a shot rather than a cross, but I don't mind that. I think that's our throw-in. I don't know why we've got 4 people just stood on. Not the best. Elhart tries to float off the back post. It doesn't quite pay off. Dawson could have counted, but he's a Sheffield Wednesday goalkeeper, so of course he did not. Not a problem for me. Or they can behave and not do things. Here I am. To the dressing room. Very happy we got the result despite not playing at our best. That's what matters the most. Do I do the Jekyll and Hyde performance though? Considering that it was absolutely not their fault and I was the reason that it fell apart. Yeah. Ah, they're all motivated anyway. There we go. That's good. Are there any big shocks? Ipswich going out was a shock, especially to MK Dons. Not hugely. Where's Leicester? Leicester went through. Okay. Yeah, no big shocks. Other than the Ipswich thing. But Leeds win in the first round of the Carabao. You're damn right we do. Charlie Allen scored a goal on loan. Darko JB did nothing again. Rodon was good, and fans want me to strike a permanent deal. Oh no, oh no. Ugh. I do kind of want him permanently, but I understand that it's... Valencia boss wants Dan James. Sutton caused a Carabao Cup shot. Oh, maybe Cardiff. Nice. Maybe drawn against Sutton. Be a nice one. Intermediary suggestion is Othmane Busai. I've never heard of the guy, I'll be honest with you. We have the money for him. Teams is showing. Make teams not show. Can, but I switch to me. Look, it's me. It's also the cat. Out of that. Apparently, do not disturb is on, so I keep getting teams notifications despite saying do not disturb me. From now, You guys update me if there's any Teams issues. Should be fine now. They should. Should is always a risk, but you never know. There we go. Sorted. Right. I'm guessing we're saying no on this intermediary, by the way, gang. Because I have no idea who he is. I feel like you've got no idea either. 2.5-star winger. Probably not good enough. And we've got lots of wings. Straight up say knowledge, but I'm not going. Again, I am assuming that you won't have an issue with that, but I don't see why. Right. So, Carabao Cups. Draw. I think we just draw all teams. I don't think there's that much suspense in this. Everton. Never mind. We've got the Premier League clubs were coming in this round. Just wanted to play the nice. MK Dons, why not? Ooh, I'm allowed more coaches in the first. Don't know how. 9. Okay. The extra. 2. In fact, well, straight to place an advert for. I don't know how good my career starts, so I guess getting audio. That will be an issue with the noise gate more than anything. So that's gonna have to get messed with. That, or I could just go like this, so I'm like leaning the mic at all. Look at the filter. Just delete the noise. How's that? Is that a little bit better? It should be in theory. I don't know like if there's any like leftover sound. But we'll find out. My theory is it's a noise gate issue more than anything. But we'll have to find out. Just let me know if it keeps on happening. If it does, then I will pop over to StreamYard instead of Streamlabs, which I used last time, but someone specifically requested 1080p for Football Manager, which I completely get, but it's fine. Cultural Leonesa, I do not hugely care. What's our relationship with Leonesa? No, that was the wrong thing. There we go. Leeds will send players on loan to Leonesa. Leonesa have the option to request a friendly, and they will host and keep all the gate receipts. Leeds will be able to loan players from Leonesa. I don't see why we have that link. That feels pointless. Can I just... Right, I'm just going to cancel that link because it doesn't matter to us. Yeah. Sorry lads, but bye. Glenavon have the option to request a friendly between the two clubs. Glenavon will host and keep all gate receipts. They may send academy players to train at Leeds to gain experience. We may benefit with some of these players coming through their youth ranks. Fine, but purely because I can't be bothered cancelling it. And then link with Guiseley. And if Guiseley somehow get to our division, then the link gets terminated, but it doesn't matter too much. I've just realised I didn't end that poll. I just have ended the poll. We kept attacking, it didn't work, so it's fine. Celador move cancelled. This is just the bunch of people that I hired whilst off stream. Bunch of physios, bunch of analysts. I think an under 21's manager, if I remember right. Yeah. Basically, I wanted to fill up the staffing because there's a few gaps. So we've got a bunch of recruitment analysts coming. We've got a couple of coaches with the job interviews on the way, and hopefully that all ends up fine. He's agreed terms to be a recruitment analyst. Yes, that's why I tried to hire him. Let's maybe keep doing that. Okay, Birmingham, who are where in the league? 12th. Okay, cool. Tactical meeting. I'll ignore that for now. I will ignore that and most of this because I will do it myself. We will do it ourselves, chat. We will work out how we get this working. Rutter, I will say to be a Tracatista still because he's been doing quite well there. I'll go quick pick and see what changes it makes. So it's suggesting Ayling over Jed Spence. That makes sense to me. Fernandez Macau because he's our only real left back aside from Sam Byram, who is also injured. Cooper and Rodon at the back makes some sense to me. Shackleton and Groove in midfield is a little bit terrifying. I don't know why we're doing that. And Somerville on the wing despite a fitness test. Fitness test for both is a surprise. But yeah, call out to the chat. You have, from when I say this, about 20 seconds to let me know if there's any players that you would like in the first 11 instead, and I will put the most popular one in a poll, and we will whack them on the pitch and see how we go. Because otherwise, I'm going to trust this enough. It's Birmingham, they shouldn't be too much of an issue. Like, I don't mind a little bit of rotation in the squad. Midfield a little bit spooky, I have to admit. Is Archie ready to play? He can do 45 minutes. He can go on the bench. Caldalo. No. Why would I play Caldalo? Please no. Especially when Melier is on a 7.15 for the season. I don't want to completely shatter my team's confidence and everything. Bollocks. Right, it looks like Darlow is the only suggestion that I've gotten. So, as promised, starting keeper, Darlow or Melier. And the poll begins. And we also have a recommendation for Kamara. I also quite like Kamara. I might just put Kamara straight in. Instead of Shackleton. There's a deep lying playmaker on support. That works. Darlow and Melier on 50-50. If it stays 50-50, I am going to have the casting vote. Just to inform you, I have some, not much, but some level of autonomy in this. And, oh, thank God Melier is winning. Right, we'll give it a little bit more time before closing the poll, and let's desperately hope that Melier wins, because otherwise this feels like it could be problems. I think you just get a championship medal for being in the squad, if I remember rightly. You get something like a set amount of medals, I think it's 25 or 30 or something like that, and then you can just order extra for people if it costs a bit more. So I think I might just go that way, to be honest. We'll just buy him one, because he's not won in this poll. It's been Melier. Melier in, Kamara in. Ampadu, I think, gets a rest because he was looking quite tired towards the end against Sheffield Wednesday. Charlie Cresswell. Kind of want to pop in the squad, but I don't know who for. He can wait, it's fine. Positive gegenpressing. That looks fine to me. What was number 2? Oh, number 2 is chaos. Let's not do that right now. And submit. Ayling, Cooper and Somerville are lacking in match sharpness and may struggle to see out the match. That's fine. They are all undergoing fitness tests, so it's not a huge problem for me. Just to double check after it's been a few minutes, is the audio now completely fine? Or is there any underlying issue that I've not quite realised? Match preview. Are those defensive midfielders and then attacking midfielders? Is there nothing in the middle? That's making me feel like I could do with more midfielders. Have I gone too aggressive? No, it's fine. Right, Ayling, throw in short to Somerville. Puts it inside, Somerville picks it up. I'm going to switch back to the 3D view in a minute after this highlight. Groove finds Fernandez. Anthony! I don't know how Peru didn't score that, but Rutter did. And that's all that counts. We got the goal. Let's get the director view. Audio's fine. Fan-dabby-dozy. Thank you for letting me know. So let's just immediately praise the team, because it's going quite well, innit? I've not got a problem with this. Cooper for Fernandez. Fernandez is not a bad signing, I think, so far. I'm going to take a very quick look at more of his details in a minute. But I think he's a young player. We got him for something like 2 million. Why is our finishing so bad? Why did Anthony... What? 1, Peru, in the last match, hit the post into an open net. 2, Anthony missing that. Our XG's through the roof, but that's because we can't finish the chances we get. But then again, I sort of suppose all the numbers that we throw at them sort of does the job anyway. So, right, Sunjic to Anderson. Koji Miyoshi seems to have caused a problem. Peru. Right, ball to Ruddy. Sorry, I am also slightly dealing with a little bit of wedding-y stuff. We had a couple of cancellations and someone new has had to be invited and told everything about the wedding, which is chaos, because it means you've got to tell it. Please. Right, Kamara, in-game, not in real life, astounding finish. We'll take that. You can't finish against Norwich, but you can finish against Birmingham, and we'll take it. Darlow saves that. Andrew, whose side are you on here? Road on to Grove, Grove to Anthony, finds Fernandez. Fernandez, a lot has been going through him. I've not noticed Ailing much. Ah, Jorginho. Why you gotta do that? I was so confident about him. Right, let's get praising again, because it's 3-1 going into half-time. We can be nice and happy and chill. We're getting a nice little bit of progress going. Ailing to Peru doesn't quite play off. Miyoshi, Burke over the top, dealt with. Very nice. If we can get this defence sorted out and nice and solid, then we can be very happy. Rodon and Cooper seems to be working all right. Groove doesn't find Anthony. Does find Cooper. And we're a nice little fluid system at the back here. We've got 4 nice passes. Ball over the top to Rutter. That was a bit nice. Shit. Thundered it against the bar. And it just bobbles around, crashing in. That'll do. Rutter's got 2. Anthony's got 2 assists, both to Rutter. Somehow, that pair is working a lot better than I expected it to, and I am not going to complain at all. We're not going to the 2-1-7 again. The 2-1-7, last match, did not work. We conceded twice with it, we didn't score. I think we stay consistent, we make some subs on 60 minutes, keep people nice and fresh. But the 2-1-7 was a bad idea. We can do similar. We can go a bit more attacking, I think. I love that my cold got worse since that one video in which I was like, got a bit of a cold, sorry. It's meant that every video since has been like shot 3 or 4 times, and at points I'm just like, I give up. It's fine. I will roll with it. It's fine. Van der Vaart. Oh yeah, I forgot Tyler Roberts plays for them. Wonder what Tyler Roberts' rating is. Miyoshi very nicely dealt with by Melier. Now, we'll do a few subs here just to keep everyone fit and rolling. Some of it slightly less fitness than everyone else. let's be mean and give Dan James a run at some tired legs. Midfielders seem fine on fitness, so I am going to give... I'll give us a change. I'll go 3 at the back. Cooper, Rodon, and Stroke. I'll pause it in the background because I'm terrified of conceding. Dan James can play as a supporting winger there. Anthony can play as a supporting winger here. And I think we bring on a number 10 in the form of Willie Nonto. And call him an advanced playmaker. No, because we've got 2 playmakers then. A shadow striker. I'll make these 2 wide centre-backs as well, just because I feel like that helps a little bit. Right, any other changes that are screamingly obvious to someone else? Fine, no, Darlow isn't even on the bench. Because I don't put a goalkeeper on the bench. But, we'll do another quick poll. Any thought for a substitute that would work at this point? Preferably a sane one. So not, for example, Ethan Ampadu for Ilan Meslier, because that one isn't going to happen anyway. But if there's any changes, a little bit of rotation that we're feeling like, just pop it in the chat now, or we will just roll with these 3 and keep it going. We've only had the Darlow suggestion thus far. 5, 4, 3, 2, still nothing in the chat. 1, cool, that'll do. Confirm the changes. Nice little bit of a rotated side without taking the piss with it. Only then have I noticed that Darlow is a little bit more tired than I wanted him to be. Peru deals with it. Bielik picks the ball up out to Van der Werf, who doesn't do too much. Back to Bielik. We're a little bit structured in defence. I quite like that. For fuck's sake. Oh no. Oh dear. What's happened? I think Caldalo might be vindicated. Shit. Right, I'm going to drop Groove into here to play as a halfback. Nonto's just come on. Out of Piru and Rutter, I think Piru's the most replaceable right now. Whack on Ampadu to play as a ball winner. Do we take Kamara off as well? How has Dan James gotten a yellow card already? Yeah, well... maybe Rodon, because he's starting to look a little bit leggy. We don't have any more centre-backs. Right, Ampadu into defence. Archie Gray into midfield. Kamara can be the ball winner. No, he can't. He's a worse ball winner than Archie Gray. That will do. And I will tell them to focus because they desperately need to focus. Can we please score another goal? I don't want to sound desperate, but I feel it. John Ruddy doesn't get to it, but it doesn't go in anyway. I just want to make it to the end now. Let's survive. 7 again. No highlights. No highlights. Oh, we're good. Okay. So, did we learn any lessons from that? Or did we just look a bit daft? We've crept by with 1 more added onto the goal difference, which is quite nice. But that was awful towards the end. Meslier needs a week off. Maybe. I'll consider it. We do also have a little bit of time in the transfer market to do some things. I forgot Wayne Rooney was here. Darko JB didn't do much. Kamara scored on his debut. Mateo Joseph got himself a goal, which is very nice. Leo Hjelde didn't do too much. Montero was okay. Allen didn't do anything. Van den Heuvel. Luca Thomas had a good match for some reason. Shilikoa Mullen. And apparently fans want a permanent deal for Jadon Anthony. How much does Jadon Anthony cost? Maybe not. Because at the moment our transfer budget is £4 million, which is not hugely enough for me at the moment. Okay, let's head to the social feed. I want to see what fans were saying about that. Everyone's impressed with Glenn Kamara, except Lamine Balde, who, that is a hell of a name for someone that is named after two different Barcelona players. On that note, do you reckon Lamine Yamal is loanable? No, he can't be loaned until he turns 18. Or I could just ask the board to negotiate it for me and then desperately hope that we get the deal done, but it feels like it's not going to happen. Reimer reports on Gelhardt, who apparently has a lot of space to develop. Don't know where he's seeing that, considering the real world, but Dave Singleton has come. I forgot to shout out Craig when he was doing his incredible adventure around various English leagues earlier on. Big Craig, who is our worst scout, so we just sort of ruin his home life by making sure he's not allowed one. He's the player that goes from city to city watching all of our footballers playing. Although for some reason Craig isn't giving me the reports, it's through David, so Craig isn't even good enough to write the reports. Fortnightly staff meeting, let's have a look. I will just accept the training recommendations. Unfit first team players can go to the 21s. How many under 21 players do we have right now? Not tons. We'll move on. Dan James wants to be a squad player. Well, should be a squad player and isn't. Let's ignore that. Move on. Change the squad he's playing in. Go on then. Squad's character's been positive on Gelhardt and positive for Ethan Ampadu. Van Davidosi. He doesn't speak a word of English. He's been doing well to say that he doesn't speak a word of English. Could be as good as Max Vuber. Yeah, 23, 3-star centre-back, potential for 3.5. I'm not going to complain about that. Archie Gray has potential to be even better than Mark Rocker. As compliments go, not the biggest. Like, there's other footballers you could have compared him to that aren't Mark Rocker. Coaching team vacancies. Ooh. You see, I know that we've got that job advert out, but I could just straight sign Craig Shakespeare. Because look at his numbers. Go on then. In your pot. I think we can get better than Martin Semmens and Pujdak. I think I just hired to be the under-21s assistant manager, so I'm going to keep up with it. Thank you, KM. Much appreciated. Sorry, I am only spotting the chat from time to time just because I'm trying to make sure I get all this madness correct. Yeah, let's just send everyone a coaching course. I think we've got someone being signed for that spot already, so I don't want to ruin things. Cool. Sam Byram is slightly less injured. Scouting update. I don't know how I feel about any of these players. Where do we need someone? I'm going to take a look at the squad planner, right? Into the depth chart. I can't tell here whether somewhere that we really desperately need to sign players. Like, even to the weird 3-2-5, we've got plenty of footballers. I'll go show all positions and see what we're actually missing. Left wing back is our weakest spot where we've only got one player, but we don't play with a left wing back. It's not a problem. Right wing back is the next one, but again, we've got 3 players that can play there and we don't use them. it's difficult because I feel like we've got a bit of budget, we can use it, but I don't want to waste it. I've also got questions about Christopher Claessen's future because I don't know if he's going to play for us very much. Let's check the other positions and just see, like, where we probably don't need someone. Right back I feel okay because we've got plenty of players that can slot in. Centre back I've just checked. Left back. Left back isn't the most confident. Nicolas Fernandez Mercao, I'm going to move up the list because sod it. And other than that, there's plenty of depth. Dallas can play there, Byram can play there. If not, we can always switch to a 3-back. Defensive midfield, we've got a load, but we don't even play with one. Centre of midfield, maybe one of the weaker spots, but even then I'm struggling to get Archie Gray in when Ethan Ampadu's on the pitch. Right wing, left wing striker, it seems fine, so I don't know if we're missing anything. A bit of me is also quite tempted to sell Gerhardt. It's a tough one. I'm going to see if there's any interest in any of our players as well. In fact, I'll take a look at the clauses first. Just see what we can get in. I can get 45k from Anke Dons. Whoa. 100k from Sunderland. I'll have to pay 60 to Wigan. Who think that it'll only sell for 120k, so I'm going to buy this clause and then I'm going to extend his contract, I think. Because he's up for extension, so I might as well. Oh. Rafinha's been transfer listed, which means that I probably need to buy this out if the clause is worth 400k now. He's not going to play 38 more matches for them if they're trying to sell him. Yeah, I think we sell that. I will then also completely lose McGurk because I'm an idiot. But I will discuss a new contract with his agent. Keen on re-signing him. You're asking for too much money, but we'll pay him 8k a week. On the same boat. Enter contract negotiations. That's fine. And we'll promise him a nice trip on loan as well. I do want to limit his wages to 8k, just because I don't think he's worth more. Never mind. Wants a loyalty bonus, wants wage rise if we go up, but that's completely fine. There's nothing too wrong with that. The wage rises bring him in line with the rest of the players that would be that sort of level. It's not a problem. I'm a little bit concerned because we've got players that lots and lots of clubs want and we won't necessarily be able to hold on to. So Burnley and Valencia wanting Somerville could cause us a problem. Burnley again and Wolves wanting Strout could cause us a problem. Did Burnley want Dan James? No, but Wolves do. Wolves are desperately looking for a winger, as are Valencia, I think. Cooper is wanted by Burnley. Burnley definitely just want a centre-back at this point. Shax is wanted by Gladbach for some reason, and Sunderland are after Jan Poveda. There's a lot to keep an eye on, I think. Going to check the 21s as well, just in case there's anyone that is at risk of going. Just Lewis Bate, really, and he's only wanted on loan, so that is completely fine by me. Our 21s are looking really weak. We're going to have to reinforce that a little bit. But I don't know if we've got the cash to do so. Also, just thought I'd check, has anyone noticed anything in terms of frame rate issues, just because this is the first time I've tried streaming at 1080-60. Want to make sure that it's not an actual issue, and is something that we can deal with. Strout has bruised ribs, that isn't good. Anthony has a bruised ankle. I love that they injured each other in training, apparently, but only enough to slightly bruise them. Update on current player targets and promises you set for the season. If he gets 5 clean sheets, he will become an important player. After the last match, I'm not sure we're getting 5 clean sheets. Across the entire season, to be honest. The first match, did we win 2-0 or 3-1? I know we won by 2 because our current goal difference is at 3, but I will have a very quick look at the schedule. 2-0 against Cardiff, with a Piru and Palmer goal each. Hjelde had a good match. Van den Heuvel, nothing really notable. Shilako and Mullen did something. Scored a header. Skip through, no one else did a whole lot more good. Yeah, the reason I get all those updates from Big Craig is because I just sort of like keeping track of whether or not my players are developing well, and if they are not, I can shout at them and desperately hope that they do in the future. I'm gonna focus on the attacking stuff and the having possession stuff, because we are an incredibly aggressive attacking side. So I don't see any real advantages in focusing on defending the corners. I say this having conceded from a corner in the last match, but we hope they don't cause a problem. We should be considering McGurk for the Leeds squad. I'd recommend making him available for the 21s too, so to ensure he continues to see enough playing time. That's interesting because I promised him a loan, which I've completely forgotten to do until now. So I will loan status available. I am not going to specify in terms of what we are after there. I just want him to get lots of football in his legs. The more football he plays, the more he develops, and the better we do. Craig Shakespeare, what a name, has agreed to be a coach. Fandevi dozy. We still need another one. Please don't end the job interview process. Search ends for a new coach. That feels broken. That has always felt broken. Annoying, right? In that case, I will just find myself another coach. We're the 7th best at set piece coaching. So what I'm going to do is I am going to, because if you remember right, in the last match, it wouldn't let me sign a set piece coach because I can't remember why. It was something like we didn't have the money for it according to the big bosses. However, I can just look for the thingamabobs instead. Preferably interested in working for the first team. Laurent Maréchal. Set pieces 13, determination 13, discipline 12, motivating 13, tactical knowledge 10. That will do. We can't strictly hire you as a set piece coach. Can we? Yeah, okay. I thought that was something that I was banned from doing, but I'll go for it. Right, lead step up chase for Chowdhury. I forgot Hamza Chowdhury existed, so sure. Why not? Yes, we're signing Hamza Chowdhury. He's not even shown up in a scouting report. I don't know where that one's come from. McGurk has signed that new contract, which is very nice. Poveda is still playing for the 21s. I think this is the season where Poveda might have to go out, maybe permanently. But that is a decision to make as we go. Team selection, let's see who we pick. We do not, because that is the under-21s. Quick pick, there we go. Stillgrove and Ampadu. I'm going to put Ampadu there. I really need Archie Gray to get a bit of game time in him. You're right, Dave. How's it going? There's a decision to make here as well. Of, after that last match, do we give Melier the night off? Maybe. That's what we'll do. That'll be our poll for this match. I will decide the rest of the side. But after he had a couple of mistakes in the match against Burnley, I'm going to give you guys the choice. Does Meslier starting goal? Does Caldalo starting goal? Or, if I'm feeling especially chaotic, does Christopher Clarkson starting goal? Gonna whack that poll up now. Again, I will call dibs on having the deciding vote if it ends even. I hope it doesn't end even, because that's never very fun. But we have some decisions to make throughout the rest of the side. Jaden Anthony, who's had a fitness test, I do not want to risk, so I'll put Nonto in instead, who is the better player anyway in the game. Jed Spence for Luke Ayling just sort of makes a little bit of sense to me, but I'll play him as a supporting complete wingback. Where else do we need to make some adjustments? I want to try Piru as a shadow striker, because I know it's something that he can do. And if we shadow strike a Piru, have him arrive late in the box, finish off the chances, we are on for it. Quick reminder, if possible, to answer the poll. I don't know how I feel about the goalkeeping situation, I'll be completely honest with you. We need to pick someone for it though, and yeah, it's a hard choice to make. Nonto has apparently not been at it for the season so far, which surprises me a little bit, being like our lowest average rating player, except for Dan James and Poveda, but Poveda I've said is potentially just leaving. That's what I'll do actually. I'll talk with his agent. We can bring in £1 million going to Sunderland as well. Offer him to Sunderland. Let's see what that does. But aside from the Jan Poveda issue, we have a response in the poll, and it looks like Elan Meslier will be retaining his place in net today, which is... I don't mind that. It's pretty good. Hopefully he doesn't fall for those mistakes that he did last match. I'm getting a little bit tempted to start Cole Palmer, but I think I will bring him on off the bench just to see how it goes. So let's submit that team. Archie Gray is lacking a bit of match sharpness, but that is fine. The dressing room doesn't agree with today's team sheet. Why? Tell me. Give me the details. What don't you like? We'll go to the match. In an ideal world, they love the players I'm picking, but that is not the world we are living in. And hopefully we can overcome Carlos Corberan's side. Match preview. Here we go, playing in the 4-2-3-1, a slight change from the 4-2-4 we played in the last match. Not quite the 3-5-2 that Daniel Farke is a big fan of right now. Let's start by encouraging the side, just because the more encouragement we can give them, the more oomph they'll play with, the better chance we have of securing the dub. Gray loses the ball to Sarmiento, but that's not too much of an issue because we keep the press going. Rutter is running like a madman at the top there. Wallace gives it away to Fernandez. That's why we press so high. Gray to Piru. Piru finds Somerville, who can finish. Get in. That will do. Nice lead against West Brom. If we can hold on to that lead, we are feeling pretty good. Oh, shit. Nonto has taken a knock and is indicating he wants to come off. It looks like it could be a pulled thigh. I think we should replace him with Jaden Anthony. We've got one minor issue with that, and that is the fact that Big Jaden already had injury issues. So I'm going to go Palmer, I think. Palmer, who was already in theory one of the players that I was going to bring on at half-time. Yeah. How did he get booked? He was injured and got himself booked. What did he do? Right, that'll do. Cole Palmer's come on against a Palmer. Is it Alex Palmer? I don't know. I don't know enough about championship goalkeepers. Peters Townsend is not getting pressed tightly enough for my liking. Peru comes across a little bit, but isn't pressing Moa. Somerville was, though, and that did the job. Oh, Rutter. They just can't handle the press. Rutter finishes. 4th goal of the season. He has started incredibly well, considering that this is, what, 4th match? 3rd league match? I think he scored 2 in the Carabao Cup, so it might slightly be stat padding, but it's fine. I will give the team a little bit of a praise. Going to be very careful with the praise, though, this match. Considering we saw what happened last time, I swear down I told teams to not do that. Alex Moa scores. There's not a huge amount that we can do about those, other than finding players. Notification style off. Right. Ideally, that should stop teams doing its thing. If it doesn't, well. Archie Gray finds Rutter. Rutter finds Somerville. Is he going to play the ball in? He is. Palmer scores his 2nd. Fan-fucking-tastic. Very nice. I think Palmer might have to start the next match, especially since Nonto isn't fit. Anthony is also in the conversation. Poveda isn't anymore, but for obvious reasons. What is going on with that defence? We're going to have to do something about that, I think. Maybe a quick change to Spencer's instructions. Going to turn him into a supporting wing-back rather than a complete wing-back on attack. And let's play for set pieces a little bit. We're good at them. Let's get some. Let's score from them. Half time, 3-1. We do not complain about those. I think we're doing well, but we can definitely find another gear to take charge. The players did not like that. But I will just keep telling everyone they have the ability to make a difference, and I have faith and hope that they'll listen and it goes well. Let's get encouraging as well, and hope that we can keep West Brom out. At the moment, we've outperformed our XG, I think, every single match, which tells me that I don't know if we're creative enough. I'm also going to press Moa a little bit more because he's causing problems. Great. With the cross, lands for Ampadu, who can't finish. Somerville plays it backwards to Spence. Spence finds Ampadu. Rodon. Fernandez hits the bar. Why is Fernandez shooting? He's a left back. But I'm not going to complain. Archie Gray from the corner. Into Rutter, who can't get there. Rodon. Back to Gray. Fernandez, shoot! I'm not going to complain anymore. Fernandez, you can have all the shots that you want. Because I don't... What? How? You're a left back, mate. Are you lost? What's happening? This isn't what you do. You're meant to be not good. Jorginho squares it for Rodon. It's 5. This is going well. 5 goals from 5 different players, and I am tempted to make some subs just to look after the fitness now. But no one's that tired. I don't know what we do. Maybe Ampadu? Well, yeah, we'll whack off Ampadu. Just because he's one of the lower rated players, and he's a little bit tired, but not too bad. Spence as well. Let's give Shax a run out. Why not? And we'll work out what we're doing with the other substitutions in a few minutes. But at the moment, I am not going to complain about that. That is very nice. 5-1. I'd rather it was 0, but that happens sometimes. Shackleton has brought a little bit of pace to right back. A little bit of solidity as well, where Spence tends to go wandering a little bit. Gray now to Palmer. Gray and Palmer is a great combination in the middle of the pitch. Finds Kamara, who keeps running. He had a shot from here yesterday and it didn't pay off, but instead he passes to Somerville, who can't finish. But again, not complaining too much. We're 5-1 up. Oh, I got something in my eye. To complain here would be madness. Ruter is not one of the most tired players. That is Gray, Somerville, Pirro. I've got 2 changes. Gray is in his first match back, so I want to see him do the full distance. I'll put Palmer to the inside for Pirro, who will come off for Jayden Anthony just to test his fitness out a little bit. And Somerville can come off for Dan James. Let's get a little bit more running on the pitch, shall we? Let's challenge them, see what they can do. Right, Rutef to Fernandez. No one there. Not the best ball. Not the biggest fan, to be honest. Long ball flies over, doesn't reach Swift. Kamara picks the ball up to Somerville, who's about to come off. So Somerville can assist Pirro here. That would be perfect. Somerville puts it in for Palmer. Doesn't quite finish. And now the changes come in. And honestly, it's been a very, very good match. Doubled our XG, which is absolutely fantastic. Not the best sign for sustainability in terms of not being able to create all of those chances, but I'm not going to complain. 3 matches, 3 wins, goal difference of 7, battered West Brom, who until today were unbeaten. No complaints. We've lost Nonto for 2 weeks though, which could be a lot better. Because I quite like having him around and fit and healthy. Leeds go top of the Sky Bet Championship. I'd hope so, after winning all of our matches and then 4-1. I don't want to have to pay Hoffenheim £1 million. But I'm going to have to. What other clauses do I have for Rutter? Oh, that's a lot of money. So, probably getting this season at the rate he's scoring goals. Probably getting this, and this. That's 4 million quid already going out. Probably getting this, that's 5. And then we already owe them 15. That's 20 million quid going out on Jorginho Rutter in the coming season. That's terrifying. Okay, let's not have to deal with that. Plymouth and Southampton play, but honestly, they will probably end up behind us anyway. I do not mind. Once we get this bid in for Jan Poveda, there it is. I reckon I can try and squeeze him to 1.7. Orta and his clauses are causing me problems. 400k to Man City. For that, I'm going to add another 400k. And they've accepted. There we go. £1.7 million for Jan Poveda is more than I expected to get. So there is not a single complaint from me. I'll take it. Also, I have been big dumb. And for some reason, it's showing us monetization being off for the stream, which is infuriating. Because for some reason StreamYard just does that, and I don't know why. I'm really glad that the streaming software decided that I didn't deserve to earn anything on this video. Not video, stream. Montero has done quite well. That is very nice, Montero being someone that I really want to develop very quickly and take a spot in the first team. Charlie Allen scored again, but aside from that, wasn't the best. Jeremiah Mullen did quite well. Van der Heuvel conceded 5. Chris Moore lost to Wrexham, but everyone's going to in that league. Mateo Joseph scored. Jack Jenkins is playing with Mateo Joseph. I did not realise. Darko JB didn't do much. Fjorhjelda did okay. And Amari Miller played against Fjorhjelda. Shut up. I'll get it right. It's fine. Player of the Week news. Do not care too much who Ryan Hedges is. Why is he the Player of the Week when he got an 8.4 and I'm fairly sure Rutter got an 8.5? This is one of those little FM quirks that I don't quite understand, but I'm going to roll with. Because I do not have a choice other than to roll with it. Let's get to the live control room. There we go. Sorry, I'm having the odd YouTube issue right now. Finally, it's saying monetization is on. Yeah, sorry about that. YouTube does not like me sometimes, but on the bright side, the video that I published earlier, which I am quite proud of, so I would give that a watch. I think it was quite good. Seems to have done all right. I'll save that as well. There we go. YouTube settings are absolute monsters sometimes. It's really hard to deal with. Greenwood did okay over Huddersfield. He scored a goal. I'm not getting reports for Greenwood, and I would quite like to because he's someone that could do well for me. Get match reports from Craig. Go on, Craig. Sometimes you're going to have to go to Middlesbrough. That's just something that we have to deal with in this day and age. We live in a society, and society is Middlesbrough. Under 18 Premier League drawn. Do not care too much, but I do care about Jan Poveda going out. I get roughly 1.2 million from that because of the Man City next sale percentage. Not a big problem. Adds to our money. I don't know what his contract was for us, but it wasn't huge, so it's not freed up too much of the wage budget either. Let's have a quick look at the, not that report, the big report, and see who the better players that attempted to come here are. Because although I don't have an idea of what we need, I know that we might need something. Maybe defensive is what's tempting me a little bit at the moment, purely because we keep being a little bit leaky at the back. It's not the best. And I don't know if it's a Meslier problem or not. I don't think it's a Meslier problem. But then again, he's underperformed his XG a little bit. I will dive into the stats, actually, I think. Stats, player detailed. Where's defending? Goalkeeping, there we go. How have you conceded none? Oh, because you played once, that's fine. But he's conceded per 90 is 4.74, okay. Clean sheets, 2 for Bazunu and Ben Wilson. Ben Wilson's looking quite good, actually. Bazunu as well, but Bazunu is quite expensive. Melier's had 1 clean sheet, that's not too bad. XG underperformance is an attacking stat, not a goalkeeping stat. XG prevented is what I'm after. Yeah, Meslier is not looking the best this season so far. That's going to have to be something that we deal with, I think, in the long term. Unless we can just stop other teams getting chances, but that feels like it's quite difficult to do. Expected save percentage. I don't like that as a stat because his save percentage is a hell of a lot lower than it should be. That's a stat I've not seen before, and I quite like it as an idea, but I don't like it when I have to look at it in relation to Illan Meslier. So, I am now going to put out a shout to the chat because we have a little bit more cash, which is very nice. I do like having a little bit more money in the wallet. And a good few players in the team of the week, including Pirro as a midfielder, just to note. But a shout to the chat is, we've got a little bit of money. About 50k in the wage budget. A little bit more than 5 million in the transfer budget. What do we think we need? There's a little bit of me saying, maybe we go for a centre-back. But I can't be 100% sure. It's quite hard to say. Also, quick request of you in any case is if you're watching, just ping some messages in the chat anyway. It makes sure that the stream gets recommended a little bit more. It's the same as liking. It just sort of tells the algorithm. Sorry, just punched the mic. It tells the algorithm, push this a little bit more, and that is an absolute must for a small channel like mine. It's... yeah. Hello, Iris. Growing is difficult, to say the least, and any engagement is a massive benefit. Anyway, time to continue. Do I just sign Akinfeev? Because... never mind, he's not for sale. I was going to say purely on the back of being quite good and probably cheap I could have gone for him, but evidently not. Right, who's interested in transfers? And are you actually interested in transfers? I think I am, yeah, looking for various good things in terms of human being, which makes it quite difficult. Let's change the age limits. This is purely on the back of making sure that we are able to mentor people into a good place. The more we can do that, the better our side is going to look. But you also need someone with good personality that pairs up with a what's the word? With being a good enough footballer, to be honest. Which is tricky, especially when we haven't scouted all that many players. Callum Patterson would be interested, but he's not going to really play. We'll sort by transfer value, just to see who is interested. Perfectionists are good, model citizens are always good. Quite difficult to get a hold of, though. Daniel Iverson could be a shout, but I don't think I could get him away from Leicester. Maybe Pablo Fornals? But we have a lot of players on loan already. And I don't want to get another loan player in, like I just did with Cole Palmer, only for him to not play. Giacomo Faticanti is a fantastic name, but he's not someone that would end up playing for us, I don't think. I'm going to get rid of these conditions, because although they are useful conditions... Can I save them? Yeah, I'll save the current filter as good people. But I feel like that isn't really conducive to properly building the side. Can I show Somerville's profile? Of course I can show Somerville's profile. Where is Cray? There we go. Plenty of pace, plenty of acceleration and agility. I think he's been done a little bit dirty in FM this year. His finishing is, for me, much more than an 11. Crossing 11, dribbling 14. Dribbling 14 makes some sense. I think his technique's more than a 13 as well. I feel like the fact that he had a fairly weak end to last season is sort of harming him here, if that makes sense. It's hard to say. His flair is up where it should be, to be fair to him. But the rest of it looks a little bit weaker than it should. Free kick taking at 4 is an absolute joke. Is the Orange Raider, is Ian Matson a recommendation for a player? Or just someone to check out? Because I might give Ian Matson a look. I'll have to search for him. I'll clear this. But if he's a left back, we've just signed a left back, which is not ideal. I'll check out Matson, but I'm going to return to this. This is very intriguing. Ian Matson, yeah, he's a left back, but he's a good left back. Wanted by Middlesbrough, can also play. On the wings on both sides, centre back, CDM, and central midfield. I don't like how tempted I am to get Matson. I'll ask the agent about his availability. Would be interested in a loan move. And he is on the loan list. So if I say how much they're asking for free is a nice surprise. For 2.7k a week, that is a nice surprise. I will accept those demands. There is absolutely no problem with getting Ian Matson in. Yusufa Makoko, however, is a bigger question. Very fast, very agile, finishing of 15, which I think puts him at one of my best players. Technique of 15, off the ball of 15. He's a very intelligent footballer. Who's my favourite? Good question. Are we talking in FM or are we talking in general? Because in general, I think at the moment my favourite player to watch is Jorginho Rutter. Because Rutter is such a fun, creative player that, like, I don't know, he's the sort of guy that when we watch at the moment, you can tell that he's having fun on the pitch. And that's the sort of thing that you really want to see, because if a footballer's not having fun, then what's the point, if that makes sense? In FM, I want to go Rutter as well, just to be clear. Yeah, I'm planning on doing, sorry, a video deep dive into Rutter and sort of the way that he plays at the moment. So if you're fancying a look at that, I would recommend it, because I think that's going to be very, very fun. I'm going to try and get as many of the little clips as I can up, but the amount of stuff he does is just ridiculous. Even this weekend, when I feel like he slid into the background a little bit, at least in comparison to Somerville, he still managed to show up the other side, and it's very nice to watch. Right, I'm going to ask Mokoko's agent about his availability, and he would be interested in a loan move. So I think we have to try for him. I think it'd be a bad idea to not try for him at the very least. It's very expensive though. I don't think we got the money for that. We don't have £21 million is the issue. It's way too expensive. If I can half it, then maybe. Total cost of the loan would be 11 million. That would be, I think, worth it, because I think he would just fire in the goals this season. But they are absolutely not going to have that. So I think we're going to pull out. I don't think the Mokoko move is worth pushing, because we would be so far in the red that we'd essentially turn into Man United, and it is never worth doing that. So we move, we find out who else is available on loan, and we just see what we can do, really. I am going to do a very quick scouting recruitment focus. We don't need any more left backs because we've just sorted Maatsen. We signed, how have I forgotten his name? Fernandez, I think. So let's get a new recruitment focus up and running. A little bit of me wants a centre back. Don't mind what role. Any role. On transfer or on loan. But I want someone that can sort of challenge our first team starting centre backs, and I want to make it a top priority, because I think the fewer chances that we can concede, the better position we'll be in. We will... Oh my god, I've just realised we have two Craigs. That's incredible. We've got Craig Dean, who is superior Craig, and Craig Johnson, who is inferior Craig. Yeah, let's get Gabby Ruiz on this, because he is a very good judge of players. In addition to... we want a judge of ability for this, so I think Steve Hitchin over Simon Jones. And then assigning analysts. Our analysts are a bit naff, but I'll give it to Deshaun and Idugbe, and hope that he's able to give us what we need. Top priority, do we have a duration that we're going to put for it? Areas can be absolutely anywhere, I do not mind. Further details, also do not mind too much. But transfer or loan, if we can get it across the line, I feel like a centre-back would absolutely transform us. Joe Rodon, good start. Don't get me wrong, Joe Rodon is a fantastic start to that like core of the squad. But if we're able to sort of build on him, it'd be even better. Ian Maatsen coming in is going to be a huge change as well. They've appointed Watford's Jose Vinas. That is really annoying, because I think we were going to sign Jose Vinas, and he decided to stay at Watford. I feel like he might just not like us. That might be it. Has Drama been playing for their senior team, or is he literally just playing for their youth side? That's not good. I wonder if I can recall him from loan. Shit. I wonder if we extend his contract. That's what I'll do. I'll run a poll. Extend Drames Contract. To sell? There we go. Paul's up and going. Let me know what you think. Because I can't quite make my mind up. Either we just let him go or we pay him a little bit more in the short term and then sell him on ideally after we get promoted for a profit. I will go back to that in a minute though. Mellier's pass completion is obscene. Surely he's only missed like a few passes all season then. Yeah, I lean on the side of a Drama extension purely because then we can sell him off rather than getting nothing for him from Birmingham. Although, if we go up, is it going to be that important to have like £4 or £5 million? It's hard to say. Deadline day recruitment meeting. Oh dear, this is where things get a little bit zesty. Let's get to the meeting. Ayling may need a renewal on his contract. Byram may need a renewal. Cooper might. Dallas might. Koch, I think, said that he definitely didn't want to. Yeah, he has absolutely no interest. We're 50-50 on the poll at the moment, so if you are watching and you've not voted just yet, let me know if you think we should extend Drame. If we do, odds are it would be to sell next summer, just to get the financial benefit, although it cost us a little bit more in the short term. However, Jamie Shackleton, it also says to delay the decision, but is someone that I think could definitely play a part. We'll find out. Lewis Bate could also probably do with a new contract, because he's a very, very valuable player. He's up to 12 million quid. And that's with a contract that's running incredibly low. And he's quite good. I might whack him on the loan list. I'll offer him out for loan, I think. And as long as they agree to make him an important player, I'm going to go for it. Because he's only on 4k a week. I can tank the 4k a week loss. But it's just about whether he develops properly whilst he's out there. Have I asked his agent what he actually wants in terms of wages? Because if I haven't, probably should. Right, I'm going to end the poll there. It's ended 50-50. So I kind of want to reach out to his agent. Discuss new contract. We're keen on renewing. Wants between 14 and 18k a week. Across the season, that's £500,000. I think this earns us more than £500,000 in transfer fees. So I will say the demands sound fine. Maybe more like 750k, but even then, it is not the worst. I wonder if this also costs Birmingham City their transfer budget. Right, breakthrough prospect. I do not want to give you a yearly wage rise. I do not want to give you a promotion wage rise. I don't mind paying you 18.5k though. That's fine. Iris, wait, I'm just gonna, in case you can't see, look who's popped up. Hello. Very much in the way. Under 18s, we don't have anyone with a huge amount of potential that's coming through, so we can leave that for now. I will very quickly discuss a contract with Lewis Bates' agent though, because that could be important. I'll pay up to 9k I think for Bate. The cat is now sat on the microphone, so I'm deeply sorry about that if it's coming through. I am also going to have to move shit around to make sure she doesn't turn off my PC. She has done that more times than you would imagine. Right, gonna offer Bate a contract. Yes, you can go out on loan. That's the intention anyway. I said I would give you up to 9k. I don't think you're going to play that many games for us, I'll be honest. But I'll offer you 8k with the potential for the wage to rise. There we go. Charlie Allen. I think I specifically put him out on loan just to see if he develops well enough. So we'll see. Skip to player status. No senior team staff suggestions. I don't know what this is going to be. Oh, this is loan list stuff. Oh, that's a big loan list. Yeah, I'm not doing all that. Players that are attracting interest. There's more of them than I thought. Llorente, for example, is wanted by AS Roma. He's currently at AS Roma. So I could very feasibly offer him to Roma for transfer and see if they're interested. I'm always asking something, sorry, but can you look at our loan players like Aronson Cook? Is there any buy option? I did this in part 1 just to see if I could force them out, and there don't appear to be any buy options. I'll have another look in a minute just to be 100% sure after I've had a quick look through all this. But, yeah. Increase the asking price of these. I didn't know they had an asking price, so that's potentially a problem. Shackleton, I don't know if I want to keep. Because he's decent, but if Gladbach want him for transfer now, then I don't have to renew. Listed players are just Shacks. So, you know what I'm going to do? I am going to apparently pick up some masking tape. I'm going to ask his agent. There's interest from elsewhere. The club he spoke to needs to raise funds before they're in a position to make an offer. And that club is Gladbach. I'll keep an eye on Gladbach. If Gladbach sell someone, brilliant. We're going well. If they don't, that could be quite complicated. I love that you can just see the cat's head poking up here. It's quite cute. Alright, I'll just end the meeting because I can go through the scouting stuff in a second. So, let's have a quick look at the players that turncoated. What would it come under? Squad. And I'm not going to hide the not at club. So, Luis Sinistera. It just has a few release clauses. There's nothing in his contract with Bournemouth. Mark Roca. Nothing in his contract with Betis. Koch is a straight loan. Jackie Haradona. Just release clause. Non-promotion release clause, which I find quite interesting. Hopefully Harrison has a good season in the Premier League, because if he does, we're looking quite good for selling him. Llorente, I don't know either. An optional future fee of £4 million. That is pain. Right, Rasmus Christensen. Let's have some more good things. Never mind. Max Vuber, please have a fee. Never mind. Sam Greenwood won't either, but that is... There is no shot he's got an optional future fee of £1.5 million. No. Am I going to have to kill Victor Orta? That is obscene. Right, okay, moving on. Brendan Aronson does not have a clause. Weirdly, the good thing with these clauses is, even though the club on the other end might not buy them, I can still sell them. There will be someone that is looking to buy Luis Sinistera if I go up. All of these players are players that I will probably sell if we get promoted in the first season. So that is... We'll assume that I can sell them for 3/4 value in case I'm pushing them out the door as hard as I can. 50 million, 18, so that's 33. Make that 40, another 15, so 55. 67-ish after adding Llorente. Never mind, because he's got the clause, so that'd be about 60. 10, another 10. 80 million. Assume I can get 20 out of Aronson. About 100 million in players if I am able to sell them all next season, which is not too bad, and is the sort of maths that I think the club in real life will also be looking at to say, look, I know it's not great, but there's potential here. There's a lot of money that could be in the bank. Right, let's praise Shax for training really well, because as much as he might not be the best, like, pure technical player that we've got, Shackleton gives a shit, and that is fantastic. I'm also disappointed with Darlow in training. I'm going to set him a target, but he's not sold on the idea. Sod it, I'll say no more on it. I did want to set him a target of better training performances, but if he doesn't want to, then that is his problem. I think, by the way, I am going to finish this stream by the end of the transfer window. I'll finish the window, then call it. Just because I have work afterwards. I would love to go all day, but I don't think I'm able to right now. LUFC 11, 12, 10, 10, 11. Yeah. Is a much better under-21s manager than Paco Gallardo, who is going to have to get the sack. Saulnier in as goalkeeping coach is very good. He can go on a language course. Ripoli, I will have another look at. 12, 12, 13, 13, 13. Is a better manager than Scott Gardner, who... Is he a good coach? Isn't that good at coaching. So I'll just let him go. Transfer blocks, because we apparently don't need any more physios, but I can just request more of them and hope. De Vries, in you come, and Celador, in you come. That is the batch of various sort of behind-the-scenes professionals that I was trying to hire before the stream started, just because there's a load of admin stuff that you have to do in FM, and I feel like it could potentially bore you to death. So, Leeds Ipswich. This is where we have to hope for a performance. 1 second. Just got a slight stream issue. There we go. So, we're going to have to change the team no matter what, because of Nonto's injury. It's not the worst, because he's back in training in 3 days, but we don't need to take stupid risks at this point, so I'm going to play Jaden Anthony. Am I going to play Cole Palmer? Is another very good question, because he's very good. Maybe. Because Rotera at the moment is undroppable. Piru is also playing to a very nice standard. I'll give you a choice. I'll do a very, very quick poll again. I will say who starts. And we're going to get the choice of the wing pairing for the match ahead. It will be between Anthony Somerville, Anthony Palmer, and then Somerville Palmer. Because I think Dan James is better for me off the bench. I don't think, especially considering his average match rating at the moment, I don't think he's quite got it in him to play the full 90. Therefore, we're gonna go a little bit wibbly wobbly and not play him, or at least have him waiting on the bench. I'll get rid of the not at club players now and whack someone on the bench instead of Nonto. We've also nearly got Bamford back, which is going to start causing me problems. I'm going to put Cresswell on the bench actually, and Byram as well, just in case we have any issues. We are currently voteless in the poll, so I'll give it another moment and then I will make a decision. If you would like to have your say on the Football Manager save, by the way, I consistently do polls and we always abide by them, as insane as they might be, including playing a 2-1-7 in our first match of the stream. Yeah, you've basically got the choice over who starts on the wings today, and there's plenty of options. There's a few decent, solid enough players that we can pick from. It's just about getting the right combination, I think, which could be a little bit of a challenge. Currently, after a few votes, we are 100% going Anthony Palmer, which, fair enough, Somerville has been good, but the people hath spoken. And we go Anthony Palmer. And then Somerville on the bench, which isn't a problem, which means we have plenty of defending on the bench. A little bit of a midfield on the bench, striker, and do we have a second striker on the bench? No, but that is because Nonto is injured and Bamford is injured. Do we have anyone in the 21s that might fancy it? Considering we'd have to go to Keane and Carroll, who's already had a match today, maybe not. Let's filter that out then. Byram has had a fitness test, but he can still play. Cheers, Russ. Hope you're doing alright. I am doing mighty fine. I am playing FM and having a good time doing it. Archie Gray is missing a little bit of match fitness, but I do not have the tiniest of issues with that because I feel like he can just go for days. If you carry on your last performance into this match, you'll do well because we absolutely battered West Brom 5-1, which was honestly very, very nice. It was good to see that we can actually get those performances. Pre-match Ipswich Leeds. Back to the 4-2-3-1. Peru in behind Rutter. I'm considering going to a 4-2-4 at some point soon, but this is the formation that won 5-1 against West Brom, so I'm going to stick with it. Hopefully we can keep the top quality finish going. Yes, I'll admit, brilliant comeback yesterday, superb second half performance. Yeah, I've done a video that was, oh god, Davis is going to cause problems, isn't he? Yeah, I did a quick video on how Farke's subs completely changed it, and every single issue that we had in the first half was just transformed by the changes that he made because they were just so, like, fundamentally smart footballing ones. They changed the way that we pressed, they changed who pressed, and it just added up, I think. I don't know what's going wrong here, but it is. Because their numbers are going up faster than ours. I am going to potentially go to the controlled possession and see how that does. Maybe try and take more control of the match. Fernandez out to left back. Return Peru. That's fine. Turn you into an advanced forward. Peru to an attacking midfielder. Anthony. I like you as an inside forward, but Palmer I sort of want to see being a playmaker. Ampadu as a ball winner I always prefer as well, and I will have Gray as a deep lying playmaker. The more nice, intelligent passing that we can do, the better. I'll also go wing backs, I think, rather than full backs, and I like a ball playing defender. One's a stopper, I'll have the other as a cover. There we go, confirm the changes and hope. Let's encourage the team as well. A little bit of encouragement never hurt anyone. The idea that we're now going to try and control the ball a little bit more might work out for us, but if it doesn't, it doesn't. Ball into the back post. Palmer onto the post. Pirro shoots and it's blocked. Anthony into the middle to Burgess. It doesn't do anything. Rodon. It's gone back out to Gray. Is he going to put it in? No, he puts it outside to Ampadu. Jaden Anthony, shoot, shoot, shoot. Oh, good save. Annoyingly good save. Right, Fernandez Mercado now. From the corner. Goes short to Rutter, who puts it to the back post. That is a nice routine. That is one of the change routines that I put in. Just to happen quite rarely, but something to sort of switch it up a bit, confuse them. Our XG is now a little bit better than theirs, and I am very happy with making that change to have a little bit more possession. We're not pressing them as high anymore, which isn't the best. I'm disappointed that we've not been able to control the midfield, and I am not happy with your finishing, because the more I give them a bollocking, the more it might end well. Burgess gives it to Wolfenden. Humphreys now, Broadhead. Get it off Humphreys, or he might start talking about how he sold a Porsche or something for a house deposit. Oh, losing our man again. The more that happens, the more problems we're going to get. And we've conceded to Ipswich. And we got to do something smart here. Got to try and overcome it. Issue is, I don't quite know how we're going to do that. I think Piru, Rutter, both up top might work out for us. Piru was a poacher. Rutter back to being a bit of a trick-artista. Palmer in there. Jaden Anthony I'd like to see here. as a supporting winger. Spence can push up to here as, again, a supporting winger. I'd like another centre-back, I think. So I'll bring on Pascal Stroke. Is Ethan Ampadu at risk of getting sent off? Because we can make a change pretty easily. Rodon can't go there, Cooper can't go there. Hello, Iris. How are you doing? Wandering across the microphone again. Hello. I know. I think Kamara. I'll pop Kamara there. And then Gray can become that ball-winning midfielder again. Because when he does that ball-winning midfielder thing, it tends to work out. And let's get back to it and hope that we can start making changes. Jed Spence goes short to Jorginho, finds Kamara. Hello. Cooper to Gray. Gray out to Spence. That is a nice ball. Find spaces. He's going to square it though. He is to Retear. Doesn't get his head on it. Iris, please stop headbutting the microphone. Kamara gets to Spence. Rodon. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if we're being aggressive enough. Rodon. Oh. Was that Rodon? It was. Hello. Hello. I'm being gently harassed by a cat right now. It's incredible. Jaden Anthony. Throw in on the left-hand side to Jorginho Retear. Palmer plays it to Retear. Piru, shoot. Please shoot. Finish that. That will do. 1-1. We're back in it. If we can stay in it, Fandabidozi. Hello. You really want attention right now, don't you, Iris? Did you just say yes? Right. Okay, we're now underperforming our XG, which is the opposite of the problem we've had all season. Just need to finish this, ideally, with a nice goal. Let's look at where the problem is. Jed Spencer's apparently playing nervously. Anthony's playing apprehensive. Could make a couple of changes. This could be where Somerville comes in. As much as the chat was team Anthony and Palmer, I'm going to bring on James on that wing. Maybe as an attacking player instead. I'm going to bring Somerville on this one. Also attacking. Thank you for slapping me in the face with your tail. They're both 3-star if I do it that way around because of the feet they prefer, and that is completely fine. I'm going to go wide centre-backs as well. Just gives us a little bit more flexibility. And we have to hope that this creates the chances. Only other change I can really make is bringing Gelhardt on later to be a little bit more aggressive. But if not that, Watkins just missed a glorious chance for Villa. Still 0-0 after 16 minutes versus West Ham. Ah, it's an annoying one. I think he's in my FPL. Is he? He's either in my FPL or the FPL team that I made as a meme to beat someone by only buying players that have less than 15% ownership. Thing is, we're getting the chances, we're just not finishing them. I don't know what the right change to make is. Rodon's having a good game. Melia's being okay. No one's really struggling, and that is what is quite infuriating at this point. Unless I put Rodon there, get him to be on defend. Then ask Ayling to play as a wide centre-back on attack. So he's effectively a full-back. Just to give us a little bit more attacking impetus. Just to push him a little bit harder. Still being unbeaten is very nice. That is not going to be an issue for me. But the 100% record is now gone. To the dressing room. I'm disappointed because we should have won based on the chances created. Anthony apparently lost a bit of belief because of that team talk, but I lost a little bit of belief in Jaden Anthony because he made me sad. 15 updates in the inbox. We have another physio for the 21s. Hoffenheim got that £1 million for Retear because of his appearances. Leeds missed the chance to win. Did anyone do anything especially outstanding out on loan? Darko JB got a 7.7 for Wickham. Not Wickham, for Bristol. His value's gone up a little bit, I think, since he went out on loan, which is very nice. Bonja 6.6, as Sam Greenwood scored another goal, but that is completely useless to me considering the optional buy clause. Yeah, Ipswich have annoyed me there, because a win against Ipswich would have been massive. But anyway, let's continue. We have a transfer window to get to. Port Vale make an approach for Bate. Well, he's not going to play as a fringe player because he's better than you are. If he starts regularly, that's good. Apparently, in spite of having a little bit of interest in Llorente and having a clause for £4 million, Roma don't want him. Can't blame them. New coach has been hired as well. Yeah, I can't stream for too much longer, so I might just do the Everton match and then start with deadline day next time. Because I have work in not too long. Everton opposition report, that is completely fine by me. Apparently we stepped up the chase for Blanco. I have no idea who that is, but that is completely fine. I think we have players that fit all of the given limits. They've changed the amount of scouts I'm allowed downwards, which is a pain. Leeds step up chase for Blanco. We don't really need a left back anymore. We've got 4 of them, so sod it. Attend the meeting. Stop his individual training. Start his individual training. Kyan Coleman, I'm not too bothered about a new contract for. Ferguson and DeBow on the loan list. We don't have many under 21, so I'm going to leave it. Sean McGurk is on the loan list, is wanted by Cambridge, but no one seems to want him right now. But I am going to offer him out on loan as an important player and hope someone picks him up. Very good club atmosphere, that is always nice to see, and average managerial support, that is not a problem. Brendan Aronson has been developing really well lately and looks like he could end up being the same sort of key player as Pirro is. That's nice. I'm probably going to sell him. Praise people for their form. I will schedule all of those after the meeting. And apparently we've still got capacity in the coaching department, which is nice. And if David Thomas is in fact available, I'm just going to straight sign him. Okay. Move on. Send everyone on their coaching courses. I'm not going to do that because recruitment analysts are currently full. Let's just praise everyone. Good form. Good form. And good form. Archie Gray is injured. He's going to spend the Everton match out then, I think. It's not worth making situations like that worse for no apparent reason, I don't think. Select all of these and acknowledge them. It's a Carabao Cup match, so I guess we should look at 4th? Sorry, the 4th? And Jackie Haradonna isn't even... He's not even played for him. Ah... Oh. It's quite upsetting. Ah, well. Maatson set to secure his move to Leeds. We don't look a huge lot worse than Everton in the betting, but doesn't hugely mean anything. Inbox, we have secured the Maatson loan. I will very quickly do the squad registration so he can play against Everton. Macau is hoping to get his 5 league clean sheets, but if we have performances like we just did against Ipswich, he might find that a little bit of a struggle. The Carabao Cup, have we had any major shocks so far? Birmingham beat Wolves, which is a little bit surprising. Borough beat Luton, but that's not the biggest shock, is it? It doesn't look like there's any massive surprising... Wigan beating Chelsea on penalties is massive, I think. That's a big one. And it is now all about Sean McGurk not getting enough minutes in League One. You can have him as a regular starter. And you can have him as a regular... I've already done that, haven't I? And you can have him as a regular starter, at the very least. Then you're not having him. Right, so... He's not happy that I put down the loan bid. They weren't willing to play you. Alright, fine. So, the poll for the next match is... Do we play a rotated side against Everton? Start the poll. Very important, because we have a few players that have potential injury issues. So Gray, for example, is just not playing anyway. But how much do we care about the Carabao Cup is the real question. I don't like that this is 50-50. Hello again, Iris. Because I get dibs on deciding which way it goes. Yeah, if anyone hasn't yet voted in the poll, please do so, and we will see if we are playing a rotated team against Everton. For context, our best 11 is, for some reason, showing Rasmus Christensen and Diego Llorente and friends. So let's get those out of there. So, best that isn't Sinister will probably be Nonto. Ampadu would fit in there, and we'd go Jed Spence over Rasmus Christensen. That would be our first 11 without any rotation. That is just the first team. When it comes to rotating, which I think I'm going to do if it stays 50-50, that's where you get questions. And I am going to rotate the side, I think. So I'm going to end the poll there at 50-50. Quick pick what it would say is our best team right now. And luckily for Carl Darlow fans, he is going to get his first start. Ayling is also going to start, I think. But that's because he isn't our first team centre-back. Strauch hasn't been playing. He's been meaning to. I've just not noticed him very much. With Charlie Cresswell at centre-back. Ian Matson, I'm going to give his first start. I don't know if he's going to be our first team left-back. However, he's not played for us yet. So I think that's worth a go. Dan James is going to start on the right with... Nonto's just returning from injury, so that is a big question of whether he plays on the left. Anthony's match load is light, so I'm going to stick with him anyway. Gelhardt, I would like to start. But I'm going to keep Retter on the bench just in case. And Palmer has had a medium match load, but the squad is not that deep at the moment, especially with the injuries that we've got. Unless we can push like a Gruer further up. Or we do a 4-3-3. Because I understand Ampadu's played a lot, but we don't have that many options. Shax hasn't played much. That is what we'll do. We'll play Shax as a box-to-box. We'll play Kamara as an advanced playmaker on attack. And Groove can stay as that ball-winning midfielder in a defensive role. And that, we have to hope, does a job. Pressing forward for Gelhardt as well, just to make sure that he is really trying to put the squeeze on them, put the pressure on, try and make a bit of a difference. And we will see how this goes against Everton. Ian Matson needs a number. I would like to give him my lucky number, 42. Dressing room doesn't agree with the team sheet. Tough shit, we're rotating. It is not a choice. Mark Calvert-Lewin. Home form is important. Let's make a difference. Come on, let's go at them. And match preview. At home. Pickford, Patson, Godfrey, Branthwaite, Mikolenko, Garner. It's not the best first team. They've got Jesse Lingard, who played with us earlier this season. Dwight McNeil takes the corner. Calvert-Lewin scores. I hate how overpowered Calvert-Lewin is in this game. It is absolutely obscene, and I do not understand it. However, we move. It's 1 goal. It's the first we've conceded, and we don't do much focus on defensive set pieces. We probably should, but we'll see. Is Darlow injured? Has Darlow in his first match for us managed to hurt himself? Loose pass picked up by Shackleton. Very nice stroke to Cresswell. Now, are we going to hold the ball, or are we going to string a nice little counter together? Stroke gives it to Kamara, sorry. Cresswell to Grove. In behind to Shax, who I thought was offside, but is he going to cut it back? He is, to Gelhardt, who hits the post. Darlow may have suffered a damaged elbow, but he should be able to play through it. If you wish to make a change, we should replace him. If he's not asking to come off, I don't think we take him off. Villa 1-0, Douglas Luiz. Ah, well. That's a match where I've not really been paying attention to what's been going on. It's funny that Ollie Watkins apparently missed a sitter. But it's fine, Gelhardt. Joffy, you might actually get to play some football under me this season. 1-1. We keep going. We don't have enough men assigned to stay back when we have a corner, and it leaves us vulnerable to the counter. I do that on purpose. You know this game. Watkins with an assist. Is in my FPL. It's fine. I will take the assist. I'm going to ignore that because I'm just going to commit to being attacking. 45 minutes. Half time. 1-1. Looking at the stats, I think we've been on top here. XG is better. Shots are better. Sometimes I think we just need to have a dig. That gives a better chance, but more possession, more passes completed. We've fouled them a bit more, but we've had more corners. We're only behind because Calvert-Lewin had a very, very nice chance early on. I'm going to say I'm not happy with the defensive work, even though it was mostly good. Not happy we've not controlled the game, and we'll start the second half. 60 minutes, it might be a time for subs. I'm going to change the way we're crossing the ball as well, because that makes a bit of sense. We're getting to 60 minutes, and it might be change time. Never mind, we've got a corner. Jadon Anthony near post for Strauch, who scores! 2-1. If we can keep this up, we're through. Big if, and our pass map here is looking quite dangerously condensed. I don't know how I feel about it. We're not looking too like free and liberated, but it's fine. We'll make a couple of adjustments. Gruev, I want to not get sent off here, so I'll be careful with him and Ayling. Because what was an exercise in keeping players safe and healthy has turned into we can win this. Somerville coming on as well, I think, is a good idea. And then I'm just going to watch for who's getting tired or who is playing badly. At the moment, though, we're okay. Watched episode 1 and hoped you get Matson. Nice work. Why, thank you, Neil. I am very, very glad to hear it. Dan James may have suffered a facial laceration, but should be able to play through it. Did someone elbow Dan James in the face? What? Sure, yeah, we'll swap him. Yeah, I'm quite glad that we picked up Matson. He's given us a little bit more depth at left back. When a few of our other players come back from injury, it could be an issue. Like Byram might not get the playing time that he wants, but I think Matson's a better player. Like, he's only got a 6.8 at the moment, but that's not really an issue. It's his first match with us. He's still getting used to the system. Gelhardt can't pick it up, but he plays a nice ball to Kamara. Summerville comes in. Is he going to shoot? Is he going to make it through? No! He's going to play it to Rutter, who scores his third in the Carabao Cup, his fifth of the season. Fantastic. 6 minutes added. I am going to be a massive shithouse right now. And we are going to waste all the time. We are going to reduce the tempo. We are going to time waste. We are going to, in transition, when we have the ball, hold our shape. We're going to take our time. We're going to slow it down. The fact that we can beat Premier League opposition isn't the exciting part, but it's something that's very, very promising. Harrison being not allowed to play and having to sit in the stands for this one. I love the idea that he's just sat in like an executive box somewhere, just moulding, livid. We even underperformed our XG. Could have been 4. If they wouldn't have gotten that goal, it could have been 4-0. But we'll take it. Well done, lads. Good win. Continue. That XG is ridiculous. 3.96. Gelhardt scoring, Strauch scoring, Rutter scoring. A bunch of chances outside of that. I think Gelhardt at the post at one point as well. Leeds win in the Carabao Cup second round. Very nice. Carl Darlow is injured for 2 weeks, but that's okay. We got Christopher Clausen in the back. He's made his debut. He's hurt himself. Don't mind. Jaden Anthony has been very good so far. Yeah, his average for me so far is 7.5. I might look to make that permanent if I can get the funds together. I'm going to praise his performance though. Rob Page spotted at Elland Road, keeping an eye on Dan James and Ryan Astley. Is that purely because Joe Rodon didn't play? Probably. Wigan caused the shock of the round, and Plymouth beat Brentford. That is also very nice. Reimer was happy with the outcome. Okay, so we will go to the very start of deadline day. We will see what the Carabao Cup draw has to offer for us. I'll go through it a little bit slowly, a little bit dramatically, just so we can see what's going on with it. They've offered McGurk regular starter, and I'm more than happy to accept that. Easy victory, that. Didn't feel it after conceding very early on, but once we conceded, we just stamped our authority on it. It was very nice. So, entering the competition are the clubs from Europe, which could be a concern, but we'll see how it goes. First match is Newcastle-Liverpool. That's nice. That takes out one of the bigger sides early on. Followed by Sunderland-Villa. That's all right. Huddersfield-Port Vale. Would have liked that one. Wouldn't mind Preston, but they get Birmingham. Cambridge. If we can play Cambridge, I'm very happy. But they get Fleetwood. Millwall take on Plymouth. A bit annoying. Any young Welsh players to buy to build on the Welsh connection? I will probably have a look. We've got deadline day coming up. I will probably stream that. When will I stream that? Maybe Tuesday evening. So if you're about on Tuesday evening, that might be what's going on. Maybe 7-ish sort of time is when we're looking to do deadline day. Maybe a couple of games with it as well. But we can keep an eye out for the Welsh if you remind me in the comments, just because I forget sometimes. Next up, Spurs, please no, against Brighton. That's fine. I would love to take on Wigan, but they get West Ham. MK Dons, a good draw for Southampton. Fulham at home against Morecambe. Only one League One side left in Peterborough. No League Two sides left. A good bit of Championship, but I've spotted Man United still being in the draw. I've spotted Man City and Arsenal still being in the draw. That could be problems. Next up is Man United, who are at home to Arsenal. Thank God for that. Very helpful. Middlesbrough play against Bournemouth. Man City drawn at home against Norwich. Sigh of relief. With Hull home against Leicester. Nottingham Forest play at home to Peterborough, and that gives us Watford. I do not have a problem with taking on Watford. Watford is completely fine by me. I reckon we can beat them. Where are they in our league at the moment? 18th. And not a comfortable 18th either. With a goal difference of -4, and they've lost 2-0, 3-1, 2-0. Their win was 3-1 against QPR, who were 23rd. I've not got an issue with this. That is completely fine. Let's have it. Anyway, I am going to leave that stream there. Thank you for coming along. If you haven't yet, please drop a like. It is massively beneficial both for the next stream and for making sure that people click on this in terms of the VOD. In addition to that, if you could just drop the odd comment on the VOD, that would be massively appreciated. Again, engagement is huge. Subscribe if you're not yet, and if you like, become a channel member. That is massively appreciated any way that you can help out. And yeah, hope you enjoyed. I will see you next time.